Hey Mandy Maniacs, and welcome back to the Friday Fear Drop. 4 horrors, 1 night, with one blood red kiss of dark romance waiting for you at the end. Let's begin. Hey Mandy Maniacs, and welcome to a Friday Fear Drop Easter edition. This one is full of some fun. So I have technically 2 show and tells for you now. And today we aren't just having a normal urban legend or a creepy fact. No, we are having both. This Friday Fear Drop is gonna be fun. So I guess I'll start out with this. I'll tell you guys what happened. So I was washing dishes, and instead of using the bottle brush, I was just washing it with like the dish scrubby. Stuck my hand in too far, and the glass shattered into my finger. Like, it's literally cut, like, probably about a good inch. I'm sure I didn't, like, sever anything serious, because obviously I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you at that moment, so I'm good. It still hurts like freaking bloody hell, though. You know, I don't really mind blood. I just mind if it's my own. So, anyway, moving on. Here are my easterween pumpkins. So, I was going to put bunny ears on these guys. We have bunny ears for all of them. I just not get to glue in that on yet. So, yeah. This one has, like, the bunny ears that go to it are, like, a blue and white bunny ear. Kind of like the ones I'm wearing, actually. So that is the first pumpkin. It's clouds, that beautiful summer sky. My spring, spooky spring pumpkin. And then next we have this one. This one I painted, and she's rough. I like everything fat. Apparently even my spiders. He's a chunky boy. And then, I like freehanded it, so that's why it's kind of tough. I'm like, what does a spider web look like? And then just went in short strokes, so I was hoping it would be kind of evenish, but, you know, going off of the vision in my head of what a spider web looks like, took a couple tries to really nail it. And then here's my other spider I did, so, yeah, there she is. And then we have the Stitches pumpkin. This one honestly is probably my favorite. Oh, how sad though. What's up? It looks like the paint's coming off in spots. Hopefully not. So this one is the purple pumpkin with stitches. This one's probably my favorite. This one is really screaming easterween creepster to me, and I love it. I think stitches and blood splatters are my 2 favorite, like, patterns, you know. So, loving that. And then, last but certainly not least, is the adorable kawaii bunny, because, you know, they're pumpkins, which brings the Halloween, but to bring the cute in Easter, you gotta have some cute, right? It's a really good bow, actually. I think that is a great job. Well done. So, she cute. So there are my Easterween creepster pumpkins. They were so fun to do. Really great family time, actually. Enjoyed that so much. So that is how they turned out. Been a vision in my head for quite some time, but we finally did it, so yay. Definitely love those. And you guys, it's like Easter in 2 days, and they're not displayed. I'm still rocking like my human heart pampas grass situation that I painted back there. I don't know. I like the cool Legos, that'll always stay, but like the bottom area I want to switch up for different holidays, like to blend them with horror, you know. So we've got like the creepster Easterween situation, and then like the Halloween, you know, that kind of thing. Super fun. Probably a spooky summer maybe, or something like that. So, as always, I have a great Eli and Mara story for you guys at the end. It was actually kind of inspired by a fan's idea, so One of you Mandy Maniacs came up with it, and I simply love it. So I kind of ran with your idea and, like, did my own thing. Like, used the Easter egg hunt inspo, and will they make it out alive? Because you guys know we love Eli and Mara. We always want them to make it out alive, right? Okay, you guys, for the would you survive? So, you see these creepy Easter eggs. And they don't look like the generic ones you see in the store. No, they look hand-painted. Almost of a Victorian era. And they lead into the woods. Do you follow them? Because you just have to know where they go. What will you find? Or do you nope the hell out of it and get back in your vehicle and just leave? Because whatever's waiting can't be worth seeing. At least not worth your life. Which do you do? And would you survive? So, there's an urban legend that people call the Easter Collector. It's kind of like a old urban legend people like to tell. A lot of the time you'll hear it in rural towns. That it's something that looks like a rabbit, if you should see it. But if you stare too long, it doesn't look like a rabbit anymore. Well, if you leave an empty Easter basket out the night of Easter, or the night before Easter, so like Saturday night, if it chooses your house, it will come and fill it, but not with anything you want. And it will leave eggs around the house, and it will leave as many eggs around the house as there are people in your house. Every egg is for a person. And whatever you do, you never want to touch any of the eggs, because if an egg breaks, that person that egg was left for, it will come back to reclaim on Easter Eve, Sunday night. So whatever you do, don't touch those eggs. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you've heard of this old creepy situation before. It's like a fact, I guess, that archaeologists found in Europe. It's called the Bone Houses of Europe. And apparently, before like modern Easter traditions, you know, it was a pagan holiday, and they would do like sacrifices to nature, I guess. At least this is what the archaeologists are assuming from what they found, in order to get like a good harvest. So they, at these really, really old, like, I guess, grave sites and old homes they've found, there's bones under them, like, that date back to way back in that era, and they're not just animal bones, some are human remains also. So they believe they did sacrifices in their spring rituals for nature to bring good harvest. Kind of spooky, right? So Easter, it's been a lot of things. Definitely. That time of spring year seems so happy, so vibrant, so fun, but that's a little bit of a darker one. So that is the creepy fact. A lot of fun, creepy, like, lore and facts and stuff that seem to come from Europe, and maybe that's because it's an older country, so super cool. Okay, so last but certainly not least, you guys, I have the Eli and Mara story for you, and I kept with our easterween creepster theme, so I really, really hope you enjoy it. So, for the last and certainly not least, I don't know about you guys, but the Eli and Mara horror romance story at the end is always my favorite part of the Friday Fear Drop. So, I will warn you, this one is more gruesome than any of the others before it. It also is a lot longer than most of the Friday Fear Drop stories. This is like more the length of your ASMR Sunday ones that I write. Yeah, as you know, my finger is destroyed right now, so it gave me a lot of time to lay back and write this story. Really putting some finishing touches on it, you know, the devil's in the details. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and it will stick with the Creepster Easterween theme of the week. So without further ado, here we go. The last of the daylight bled across the fields as Eli's truck rumbled to a stop. Mara didn't move right away. She sat comfortably nestled into Eli's soft, warm, pillowy side, his arm wrapped around her. She stared out at the abandoned farmhouse ahead, the place locals whispered about. "You still want to do this?" Eli asked, his voice low but steady. Mara glanced at him. "You said it yourself. Every year people hear things out here. And something else finds them when they go looking for eggs. It would make a great video, exploring the lore." Eli gave a smirk. "Urban legend, but I will follow you anywhere." The cold wind hit unpleasantly as they stepped out of the truck. Mara shivered and leaned into Eli. He wrapped his arms around her, drawing her deeper into the soft, cushiony warmth of his body. He dipped his head, brushing his lips gently against her hair, kissing her head. The ground squelched under their feet. Not mud, something thicker and tinted red. Scattered across the dead grass were Easter eggs, hundreds of them. But they weren't bright anymore. The colors were faded, warped, and some of them were smeared with what appeared to be dried blood. Mara crouched to look at one closer. It was a pale yellow one with rust-colored streaks. It looked just as twisted on camera, but then it twitched. She jumped back. They both stared at the egg. Slowly, it rolled on its own, stopping at the base of the porch steps. Almost as if it were waiting for them. Once inside the abandoned farmhouse, the smell hit like a wall. A mixture of rot and something sweet. The house looked decorated, if you could call it that. Easter streamers hung in long, sagging strands, stained and clumped together. Paper bunnies lined the walls, their eyes scratched out so violently the paper had torn. And everywhere, eggs. On the floor, in the corners, stacked in piles like offerings. In the center of the room sat a massive woven basket, overflowing. One of the eggs cracked. A wet sound followed, then another and another. The entire basket began to move and shift, trembling like something inside was trying to claw its way out. Eli moved in front of her, always between her and whatever might try to hurt her. The eggs were just breaking. They weren't just breaking, they were hatching. Mara stared in horror and stopped recording. For a moment, she almost forgot to breathe, sickened by the sight of the disgusting, slimy, pus-covered things that emerged. Eli reached for her hand, his big fingers swallowing hers. He pressed her hand into the soft warmth of his immense, heavy stomach. "Feel that? I'm right here," he whispered. She nodded faintly, tearing her head away from the disgusting mini-monsters. Instead, letting her eyes feast on the vast swell of Eli's deliciously plump belly, loving the feel of her hand buried in it. She stared up into his blue eyes, drowning in the look of pure devotion he stared at her with. Without breaking eye contact, he lifted her hand and pressed a slow kiss to her knuckles. A loud thud, and then, standing in the doorway, was something tall. Too tall. Its ears dragged across the floor, leaving wet streaks of blood behind. Its body, once white fur, was split open in places, skin sagging, black fluid seeping through the gaps, and its face, oh God, its fucking face. It was stretched in a permanent, splitting grin, human teeth, too many. Something squirming in its gums, probably maggots. The creature tilted its head. A wet cracking sound echoed from its neck. Eli pushed Mara behind him. If it was going to attack, he would be her human shield. It would have to go through him before it could ever touch Mara. The thing lunged. "Run," Eli shouted. But Mara couldn't move, not without him. She was frozen. The creature slammed into Eli, hitting him full force. Claws plunged deep into him, deep, sinking into his soft belly.
The claws dragged downward, slow, deliberate, tearing through him with a wet, sickening sound. His body was being pulled apart inch by inch, threatening to spill his insides, leaving a pile of his own visceral at his feet. The creature carved through him, its claws wrenched free, leaving wide, ragged wounds in its wake. The creature laughed, a wet, gurgling sound. The creature leaned in, its decaying face closer, looking at Eli's wrecked stomach, and spoke. I have a new place for my eggs. You'll make the perfect basket. It whispered. Its breath smelled of rot. Blood spilled out of Eli's mouth as he choked out the words, Mara, if you love me, run. Tears streamed down Mara's face. Eli, no, she whimpered. This time she ran, because she knew if she didn't, him dying for her was absolutely pointless. She reached the door, crying too hard to even see the knob. What? Oh, sorry, I get confused. I use 3 words. Eli, through his quickly fading vision, saw a broken piece of wood, and with the last strength he had, he hurled it into the rabbit's ugly head. Thick black spurted from it as it made a hissing, squealing sound. It drenched Eli in its black goo. The creature staggered back away from Eli. Eli didn't waste the moment. He forced himself to move somehow for Mara. He grabbed Mara's hand, leading her out of the door. Eli threw the truck door open, practically shoving Mara inside, before climbing in after her and locking it. Eli was bleeding out fast. Mara leaned over him. Eli, you're... I know, he rasped. His eyes drooped. His face was pale and slicked with blood, but his eyes still locked on her with that devastatingly beautiful devotion. His hand found hers. His skin was cold. I told you, he whispered weakly, pulling her into him despite the pain. I would rather it tear me apart than touch you. His vision swam. He kissed her hand, his blood soaking her knuckles. She clung to him, sobbing into his chest. I can't lose you. He pressed his bloody lips against her hair, holding her tight as he possibly could. Mara was completely soaked in his blood at this point. You won't, he murmured, unsure. It was a promise he could keep as he felt himself fade. Mara meant everything to him, and for her, he would fight to stay alive. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. So, let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think Eli is going to survive, or is he just way too ripped apart? Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments.
I can't wait to see you back next Friday for the next Friday Fear Drop. Every Friday, we'll have a new theme. Tell me in the comments, what was your favorite part? I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the horror videos I release.